like, I think last week I was like, you think I'm doing better?
He was like, nope.
And he was like, I mean, I'm being patient. That's not what I asked you.
Does he annoy you sometimes? Or what does he annoy you about? What happens like when you like, man, that annoys me, you know? Like he eat with his mouth open. Or, you know, like that.
He has this thing about driving.
What
And
does that
so, like, he's like, he loves cars. Like, he can look at a car and say, oh, yeah, that's a 98 so-and-so, so-and-so. It came with this and this and this, and you can do that, you can do that, you can do that. Okay, you know. And so, but even in that, he's particular about the way he drives. So if I'm driving, he's like, wait, you can get over there and it's like, you see the cars over there? Blah, blah, blah. You got an open space over there. I'm like, can I drive?
I drive. Would you like to drive? No?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on real quick.
See? Wow! Bruh!
Him again. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Just look at that. Now I'm just here. And I'm probably going to keep this. I'm probably going to, he just can't, like, I haven't talked to you. And it's been like 10 minutes. How long is the podcast? Is it still going? I want to, like, dude, you already knew what she was doing. Right now, I'm annoyed. That's what annoys me right now. Him calling and interrupting during the podcast. That's what I'm annoyed by.
I'm
trying to come back like
sorry.
you was like, you know.
He was making sure I had something to eat.
Oh gosh, he just don't. What? He gonna bring you some food?
No, I'm leaving. I'm going over there after this.
Ugh, here we go. I don't want to talk about that. Anyway. We're gonna end this real quick since you want to be anyway. Nah, I'm just playing. I mean, I'm serious, but I'm just playing. So,
yeah.
So he don't let you drive. Like that's okay. Boom, boom. So has he told you something that like told you something where you annoy him? Has he been like, man, like I don't like when you blah blah blah? Or not even what he said. Do you know if you annoy him?
Yeah, I know I do.
It don't seem like you trying to address that either. You was like, yeah, so whatever.
No, because we have talks about, you know, me not letting my feelings out, and he's like, like I just hate, like I'm always having to pull.
Okay, so that's the annoying part. He's like, just say it.
Right.
Yeah. Now, is it you don't want to talk about it? Like you want to think about it first and then say it, or you don't want to say it like ever?
I do want to think about stuff first. I have to process stuff first in my head, and then I don't like confrontation. I just don't like having to talk about all of it. It's just like
it's just ill. I don't know if I heard you about that.
I don't want to talk about, you know, stuff, and I just, not that I want everything to be gumdrops and strawberries and roses, but because I know that, you know, you got to get down to the real. But I just don't like feeling like that. Like if something's bothering me, I don't like feeling like it. But on the other end, when something is bothering me, I get this like super anxiety in my chest, and it doesn't go away until I talk about it. So I'm forced with this like thing in my chest, like, okay, you gotta, you gotta say how you feel again now.
Oh, here we go with these feelings. Okay. So you just want, like, you one of those. I don't want to say you one of those women. That's gonna sound stereotypical. Then I'm gonna get comments. So, but you would rather not say anything and he just guess what you're feeling, or just ignore the fact that you're feeling stuff?
Would I rather him ignore?
Yeah, like if you don't want to tell him, you just want him to be like, don't worry about that.
No, I don't. I'm glad that he asked, or when he thinks like something's wrong.
But you don't want to tell him when he asks? You don't want to answer the question? Like, what's wrong? I'm glad you asked me, but I don't want to tell you. Is that how you do it?
No, if he comes out and asks me like what's wrong, I'm gonna say it. I just won't be the first one to be like, well, you know what? I got a problem with this. I'm not the first person to do that. You know, I just
okay.
What?
I'm just listening right now. I'm just thinking about him. Like, hold up, tink tink.
You sound like him.
Bless his heart. Like,
I mean, if you ask me if something's wrong, I will say it. But to bring it up,
because it don't seem like it.
I'll be hesitant.
How long is it gonna take you when he? Oh,
what?
So he has to ask you more than once. He got to be like, "What's wrong?" Nothing. What's wrong? He like, is it like that?
It a little bit. It depends on how mad I am about it or how frustrated I am about it. Wait, because you asked a few minutes ago, like, do you get mad?
Yeah.
Or you getting ready to ask that? And I don't. I'll be frustrated. Like if I'm mad, if something's wrong and I'm mad, and you say, "Hey, what's wrong?" and I'll be like, okay, so what is this?" Or then I'll talk, and I won't be short, but I'll be like, you can see that I have an attitude, but it's still not like attitude.
Oh, so if y'all was going out to eat and you was mad, you won't say nothing, but you'll just be like, and he'll be like,
I get quiet when I get mad.
Yeah, and then he'll have to be like, "Are you okay?" And you like, "Who, me? Am I okay?"
No. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" Nothing.
No.
I will do that. I'll be like, "Nothing."
Geez.
And then I'll be quiet because in my head I'm processing. Or if I'm irritated or frustrated with something, I will have a whole dialogue with myself in my head.
I like how you try to use a real like safe, not crazy word like I'll have a dialogue with myself. Not like I'll be saying a bunch of shit up here that I don't need to say. Like that's
No, it's not like I'm cussing about it in my head. I'm going through it in my head.
Going through it to try to figure out, should I be mad or
not? A little bit. It's like I'm trying to analyze the whole thing in my head.
Right. Okay. And so he has to say what's wrong for you to be like nothing, and then he has to say, how many times does he have to ask you for you to be like, okay, well here it is?
It's never been like more than 2 times. Because I might say like nothing, and then he'll go off and do something, then he'll come back, "Babe, you sure? Like, what's wrong?" And I'll be like, "Well."
Well, since you asked me twice, since you pulled it out of me, let me tell you why I'm mad. Do you hold grudges?
No. Most of the time, if there's something we've talked about and we talk about it and we get it situated, I'm usually like, okay, it's over.
Okay. But if you were mad on Saturday and he asked you and you said nothing and he didn't ask you again, how long would you stay mad? It's too long.
I feel like it depends on what it is. Like if it's something that I feel like I'm just maybe tripping over a little bit, or maybe, right, it's like this is super one-sided, like, okay, Celeste, like you really don't need to be tripping. This is like really insignificant or something. Then I may just let it go.
I may just let it go.
If I
want
feel
y'all
like
to hear those words. I may just let it go.
If I feel like I'm doing too much.
Okay.
Because I overthink.
Okay. And then if you realize, oh no, I am a little I'm still feeling a way about this. Then it'll be that next Saturday when you say something, when you go a whole 7 days and be like,
No, I don't think I will. No.
Will you get either mad or upset enough to where it'll make you go, okay, I have something to say, or you don't ever do that?
Yeah, it will, because like I said, if it's that much, I have this feeling in my chest, and I just can't. It will not go away until I.
Right. Okay. Okay. And so, and then that makes you go, okay, I have to say something.
Right, because it's like I do not feel better until I get it out.
And what's the longest you've gone with having something that you need to say, but you just let it go way too long?
Maybe 2 or 3 days.
Okay, that's not too bad. 2 or 3 days.
Right.
That's okay. I can take that. That's in the same week. So
because like I said, most of the time I'm quiet. Well, I'm quiet in general, but I'm even more quiet when I have something on my mind or something that's making me mad. They'll be like,
like this ain't.
What's wrong with you?
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. This was interesting. And
is this it?
Yeah, like what she said, is this it?
You ain't gonna ask one there?
But, I mean, listen, there will be other times now. Like as it keeps going.
I'm on call.
You know, if the long as the dude stay around, if he stay around, then it'll be like, okay.
You know what? I'm gonna let you know right there. When you talk to him, he gonna be like, look. This one right here.
Yep.
This is me out.
Making you work for it. Like, sheesh. Okay. No, this was good. I appreciate your time. Now
he gonna say, I'm gonna say what he gonna say. He gonna say, I don't say my feelings. He gonna say, I frustrate him when I leave food out. He gonna say, when I leave it out and I don't put it in the trash. What?
Nothing. You need to get control over it. You need to handle that, and that's all I'm gonna say. Like in my heart, like I felt for him right when you said that. I was like, ooh, I connect with you, brother. I connect right here with you, homie.
Shut up. But I will say that I know that I need to do better, and I'm trying. I said almost like I think last week I was like, "You think I'm doing better?"
He was like, "Nope."
And he was like, "I mean, I'm being patient." That's not what I asked you.
Crazy to say. Do you think I'm doing better? I mean, I'm being patient right now. So actually, it's working on me.
I think I'm doing a little better. Maybe not. I guess I'm not. I guess I need to work a little harder.
There you go. Yes, you do. You do.
I know I do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I'm just playing. Thank you, for real though. We're gonna do it again. It was
stressful.
Whoa, are we done?
Lord.
Bye, girl. Thank you. Love you.
Right, you're welcome. Love you too. You gonna put that on the end of the video?
Yep.
Like what makes a man great to me might not make a man great to somebody else, you know?
There we go. I like that.
There are things that I need that my man would be great if he did all of them in a perfect world, which like you're not going to get all of them, right? Not the first, apparently not after 10 years either, but that's another podcast.
That's another podcast.
That's different.